Thank you for joining me for episode 13 of Baby Bounce Back. We're into week 8. I have not posted these pictures of the flowers recently. I thought I'd put a couple of updates there. Seems like an ever-blooming if I just keep it watered well enough. Still no idea what they are. Tuesday was my first workout of the week, so I spent Monday homeschooling. These lunge twists, I'm challenging myself to try and get my elbow all the way to the ground, which is not necessary, but I thought I'd try it. So I am actually stepping out a little further to allow for the reach. And I am making it all the way to the floor with my elbow, so that was interesting for me to try. Did some stick work today. This is the initial pull from my ankles to my knees. And my back angle is changing a little bit more than it should. Here's the second pull, which also needs some work. After the first and second pull is the shrug, vertical jump. Helps launch the weights up. And here's the full set from the floor. We go to ankles to knees, scoop up. 10 minutes with the stick working on these movements. It's been over a year since I've been under the bar, so I need to review some basics. And this was enough of a review for one day. Did more ring planks this week. They are still doing good things for my body. You don't want to just chill out there in the rings. You do want to tighten all your muscles and really get a good clench. That helps increase the benefit that you receive from doing this. You don't have to take my word for it because I'm not a personal trainer. Please feel free to reference your choice health specialist. I've got my clicker going and I am doing deadlifts at tempo today. So I have a slow descent and then you just stand up real quick. These felt really simple. I was able to do them, didn't seem hard at all, but the next day I felt fantastic. I could feel my muscles all over my body. Celebrating the work they did today. Muscles were made to be used. You stop using your muscles, they atrophy and decay. So use your muscles. Keep moving. Don't forget to cool down. I have these stretches that I do, and you get the most benefit with stretching after your workout's done. I am fumbling about a bit, trying to practice this dynamic squat movement. It's gotten easier, but it still seemed a bit awkward, so I was trying it out. Just going to stretch my back out real quick for my bridges, getting a feel for how my spine is aligned today, and these are also easier. Again, week 1, I could not even try to do one of these. It was not a good idea with the lack of belly muscle I had back then, but now I have enough of a core that I can do bridges again, which is nice. This is still the hardest movement on the warm-up video that I follow along with, but my planks have gotten flatter. This was another movement that I couldn't even do the first day, but now I can do them, and even the planks have improved in this movement from even as little as 2 weeks ago. They're not perfect yet, but little by little and step by step, we make improvements towards our goals. Here we have a goblet squat, and I'm holding a 15-pound dumbbell. I'm just relaxing down into the bottom of the squat, allowing the stretch. So I'm doing this mostly for a stretch and for stability. It's building stability in my core because my core has to activate to stay balanced with the dumbbell. This was a 55-second hold today. I won't make you watch all of it, but next time I do a goblet squat, I know I can use heavier weight. Here's the alternating dumbbell strict press. I'll do 4 facing the camera, and then I will turn and do 4 sideways. Again, I'm using my 15-pound dumbbells. Next time I have reps this light, I can go up to 20 pounds. This was easy enough that I could do 20 pounds next time I try this. And jumping jacks. I'm a birdie. I'm a butterfly. You do what you gotta do to get them done. I'm setting up here for my banded good mornings. I like to hold on to the elastic so it doesn't stretch around my neck. I don't like the rubber band moving when it's on my neck. So I hang on to it. Most of the stretch comes out of the bottom half of the band that way, but it's more comfortable for me. This is a single arm kettlebell farmer's hold, or farmer's carry. Well, I guess it's not a carry since I'm not walking, it's just like a hold. I'm using the 40-pound kettlebell, and I'm also stretching my neck a little bit. I like to take this opportunity to stretch the muscles in my neck. I always get tension. Don't forget to do both sides. Single unders. My largest set today was 56 reps. So I've gotten to where I can get over 50 at once. And I was trying to keep my wrists lower today, thinking that would help. And now I think I also need to keep them closer to my body and in more. Instead of having them fanned out so far, I think I need to bring my hands a little bit closer together. Standard plank was 1 minute unbroken today. Bear crawls. I have a 4-year-old as a cameraman today. And he did a pretty good job too. My floor is dirty and I need to sweep. These are dumbbell push presses with a set of 15-pound dumbbells. I am not lifting the dumbbells with my arms. My arms are just along for the ride. The movement is initiated in the legs. And the weights just continue with momentum upwards. And your hands hang on to it. So it's been 8 weeks since I started training again. After 4 weeks of initial training, I was able to run down the stairs again. I hadn't done that in months. Usually when I go up or down the stairs, I will run. I'll run up and down the stairs. I had friends who I thought were really clever. They would only go down the stairs or up the stairs once a day. They'd come down in the morning and they'd go up in the night. And they would not go, if they forgot something upstairs, they wouldn't go up and get it. And my friends ended up having some pretty serious health issues. And I think that your resistance to going up and down the stairs might be a key indicator for a health issue. If you are a person who does not like to go up and down the stairs, that should be a red flag warning to you that there is something wrong. And so now if I forget something, I just run up the stairs. So I can run down the stairs quickly, but I can't run up the stairs yet. I can take the stairs 2 at a time, but I can't really do that very fast yet. So it's 2 at a time, like a oof, 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 taking two steps at a time. So that's the improvement, or I guess that's my state of being at this point, state of the union. And as my belly muscles return, they're holding my spinal fracture in steady for me. I've gone through the transition where I went from having constant chronic pain to having occasional pain, and that was a wonderful and also difficult transition. The wonderful thing is that the pain isn't constant anymore. The difficult thing is that when the pain comes back, because it's occasional pain now, when it comes back with a vengeance, and you have been so relieved to be out of pain that when it hits you, it feels like it's harder than it was. Those were my boys. They were really excited. They said they heard the baby say a word. And so, they were running upstairs saying, "Mom, he said babe. He said babe." I was like, wow. So that is a word he hears all the time, so it would make sense. That might be one that he'd try. I say, "Hey, babe. What's up, babe? How you doing, babe?" And so that's something that he hears a lot all the time. So that's interesting. I guess we'll have to wait and see if I can hear it. He said ma a few times. I mean, he's barely 3 months old. Just barely. Yeah, 3 months old. So he's not really talking a whole lot right now. So they were super excited. He said babe. Anyway, going back to my assessment, now that I have occasional pain, I still have difficulties here and there, but as the belly muscles return, I have relief from my pain, I have improved mobility, and I have better sleep quality. And so those are all 3 things that have, over the last 8 weeks, I have noticed a tremendous improvement over, because as I have been carrying the baby and the baby was getting heavier and heavier and bigger, it was getting more and more difficult. I mean, pregnant ladies in general have difficulty getting sleep with all the body changes and body issues that happen with carrying a child. But after he was born, my belly muscles were completely just toast. And so my spinal fracture was shifting around, and that was making it very difficult for me to move around. So I had added difficulty that while I could hold the baby and carry the baby, I couldn't really lay him in his crib. Just the act of bending over and putting him down in the crib was not something that was easy for me to do. And the other thing was waking up in the middle of the night to feed the baby. It was very difficult to sit up in bed to curl myself up and out of bed. I usually have to use my hands to help me, and so when I'm holding the baby, I don't have my hands to support me. So I'm trying to use these muscles that aren't there, and it wasn't working out so well. But now it's getting easier. I can sit up a lot easier now. I can lean over the crib a lot easier now, and just just a simple thing of putting the baby in his own bed, even when he was the smallest that he was. But luckily, because I'm training, when he was first born and he was his lightest weight, that was when it was the most difficult. And now that I'm training, my muscles are stepping in, and I'm able, as the baby is growing, I am able to place him in his bed easier now than I could back when he was only like 12 pounds, like 6 pounds. Because he's 12, he's approaching 15 pounds now. I guess I'd have to weigh him again. He's been 12. I know he's crossed over 12. He's over 12 pounds now. But anyway, I thought I'd give you guys a little update. And I hope you keep moving. Okay?
Remember, keep moving.